Hi, I'm Officer Larson. I'm a police officer with the Wausau Police Department. I was born here, raised here. It's a community that I care deeply about, and I'm very excited to be a part of helping it continue to grow in such a positive direction. So I worked in healthcare for 20 years. I specialized in mental health. It was a very rewarding job. I learned a lot of skills from it, especially in the areas of communication, understanding, and patience. But I felt like I could do something more with those skills. I wanted to see if I could bring them to a broader audience and try to help out the full community as much as I'm able to. Having the discussion with my wife on what I am going to go back to school for, and she kind of said, "What's something you always wished you would have done?" I said, going back, I wish I would have taken the police route. I think that would have been a good career choice for me, but I basically said I'm too old for it now. And she said, "No, you're not, go for it." And had I done it earlier, it would have been a totally different experience, but just my life experience that led me to where I was, just the timing was perfect. So Wausau Police Department's emphasis on community policing is what I was most drawn to and why it is the only department I wanted to work for. The idea that it's not police and the community, it's both working together. That is why this community is so supportive of law enforcement, why it is such a great department. It was a little bit of a shock at the beginning. We can go through scenarios a million times in academy, but once you're actually doing it, it's a totally different story. And just the other day, I given CPR to someone that had OD'd. When we got there, she was no pulse, no breathing, and I'd say about a minute or so into CPR, she came back, which is wild. I mean, that doesn't happen. Having her in the middle of CPR just gasp and take that breath, and her pulse was back, and that one was a wild experience. It wasn't until later that up at the hospital, another officer was interviewing her, and she was kind of withholding answers. He was basically like, "I don't think you realize how serious this was. Like, you were dead, and Officer Larson brought you back to life." And I heard that and was just like, man, I guess that really did happen. Like, didn't even have time or anything to think about it. Just did everything we could do. Being the age that I am coming into this field, I don't have the big dreams of rising up through the ranks. I came into this knowing that I will spend the bulk of my career being a patrol officer, and that's exactly what I want to do. I want to be on the street, I want to be talking to the community and helping people out as much as I can. There's not a moment that I regret leaving the career I was in and starting over, and I absolutely love this. I love this department and love this community.